I've come up with 3 initial ideas for, well, for this it will be a DVD cover for a documentary with its first time release. My first idea was to have like a picture of a dress at the top, have like hands that have got like jewellery on it to signify like money, and maybe something like power. And the lower you get down the dress, it'll get like old and ragged, and it'll just have like children's hands touching it to signify how it's made. And for this, I believe my target audience would be women between 15 and 25. This is because this is the most impressionable and the largest target audience when to do with fashion, and that is what the documentary is of course about. And also, for example, I could use colours such as pink on the dress to signify that it's basically aimed at women. The length of the DVD cover will be 27.5 centimetres times 18.3, which will be the same for the other 2 ideas that I have. The layout will be that the item will be in the centre of the screen, and that you have 2 hands at the top of it and 2 hands at the bottom. It will also signify the power within the world of fashion as the people at the top buying the clothes and the people at the bottom who made it. For this idea, I would use a raster-based file, as I will use altered images in order to create, but I need to make sure the images are high quality, as if you zoom into it, it will become slightly pixelated. The style and tone are a black background to get more focus onto the images on the screen, to highlight the images on the screen more, but the clothes and the hands will be brightly coloured as the signature, as to highlight more to the viewer. I would like to experiment with more different ideas such as this, but due to time restrictions, I think I will stick, if I pick this idea, I will use the similar ideas, aspects of it that I already chose. The concept for this idea is the same as the first. It will be a DVD cover for a documentary in its first time release. The target audience for this one, I believe, would be between women's age of 15 and 30, because as my first idea is, as the same as my first idea, it will be that women are the biggest target audience to aim for in fashion. And it also has the same length as the first idea. The layout for this one is I have an idea, I have a question at the bottom of the screen saying, what do you know? And then the top half of it being split into 2 separate screens showing the different sides, such as the high fashion and so on, and how it is made, and also like the working conditions it can be shown, for example. For this idea, I have 2 different sections showing the price of fashion, one showing the actual money price and the ethical moral price. To make it stand out, meeting in the middle with a dress, but I included that in the idea, a dress in the middle to signify where they 2 meet, and it will be a brightly coloured one to advertise to the viewer in such a way. And the deadline will be that due to a short time period, I'll have a limited time to make a case, so I'll have to find the images quite quickly and make sure they work well in order to complete on time. I believe that I'll use a vector-based file, as this is best for this idea, as if you alter the images such as size or zooming into the image, it will not affect the quality. By using this file, I can only use Illustrator, meaning I can make my own images. The concept for my final idea is the same as the other 2, a documentary DVD case on its first initial release. The target audience will be the same, women aged 15 to 25, as it's the biggest target audience in fashion. The length is the same as the other 2, 27.5 times 18.3 centimetres. The layout for my final idea, the middle of the case will have a rack of clothes, all different, like men's and women's clothes, different ideas, and it'll have tags on it, and I'll use bright colours to make sure that it stands out to the reader straight away. The format will be a vector as whatever I do with the files, it will not change in quality. It's the same as the second idea, but I will have to make my own images to create this. For the style and design, the background of the case will be dark and purple as to highlight the clothing, and all they will be bright colours, and the tags on the clothes will be a slightly darker colour, maybe to entice the viewer of this to pick it up and have a look at it. The final idea, a different twist on it, is the tags, instead of having the price of the clothing, you have like a name of the child and the age, as to signify the other side of fashion, the moral and ethical side, showing how young children actually make the clothes. at such a young age.
So, out of 3 ideas, I would say the third one. I don't know, because the first one, I got the kind of gist of it, but it was a bit thingy at first, but I think the third one, it gets you kind of look of fashion best through. As it just has brighter colours, got nice background, everything has the kind of things that you would traditionally look at. It's just simple clothing, and that kind of just works. The people have different senses and that kind of thing. Second idea.
What do you know on that one? Do you want me to?
This one's
Yeah, that one.
a little bit.
Zoom in a bit.
No, it's alright. It is quite small, I was quite
Yeah, the second idea, I'm not sure. I like it, it's just I think the fact you got like the blue bits on the background with the red text, it just doesn't kind of work. It's almost not too much, but it's just you got this different colour in the background. I get it's to fill it out, but it doesn't make too much sense in a way. It just makes it look kind of cheap, no offence. So if I had to go for one, I would be the last idea, since I think that fills out all well. Obviously, increase the size of the text and maybe change it.
Yeah, that was just like a rough draft, just to have something to show. I'm hoping it will look a lot better than that.
Okay, Shia?
I'm thinking the first one actually. The reason why I like the first one is because I think you have a really good idea. The fact that you did you say was that the one at the top is the sweatshirt, the hand from sweatshop, the hand at the top?
Bottom one's like hands from
Bottom
sweatshirt, the top one's like just like a buyer or like just as a
Oh, okay,
shop or
I'd say
something.
try and make that a bit more distinct and then
Yeah.
have a really good concept. Also make the dress a bit more distinctive that it's a dress because I can't, from here I'm not too sure.
Yeah,
But I think-
but it's
yeah,
quite
but
small, isn't it?
I
Yeah.
think that's a really good idea, better than the other two because it kind of if you like kind of think about it a little bit more, so you think, oh, what's going on here? Kind of, I don't know, I kind of like that one better because the second one, it's good, but it's kind of like what he said about the layout. But besides the layout, it's kind of just like what you see is it's kind of looking at it as face value, you know. So I think the first one got a really good idea, just to work on a few things and
Yep, Lewis?
The touch screens I can see. I like the concept of the first one with the rich people and the poor people who make it. But I don't like the animation. When you get like real hands, that'd be good.
They are.
They're real hands. Oh.
This is a rough thing, I just got like
Oh,
any
okay.
ones off the internet and put them down, like,
Yeah.
just to get something to show.
When it has real hands in it, that
Yeah, the ones at the top though.
They are as well.
Okay, get better hands.
I think, yeah, they need to be more like grabbing.
Yeah, grabbing.
They're a bit too like,
Yeah, I like the second one's idea of like the photographs. You don't really, there's no the documentary title isn't on any of these. So yeah, put that on there.
Yeah, because I was
I
just.
think if you had the second one with the documentary title, like in that red bit, and then maybe what do you know, maybe going across the side or somewhere, or in quotation marks or something, that'd be good. Yeah,
So what do you know that could be used for DVD stuff or something?
on the spine, could be on the spine.
in terms of
Sorry,
I
go on,
just want to
sorry.
make a quick point. In terms of the hands, I think maybe instead of being at the top and the bottom, maybe the sides, showing that there's different sides to it,
Yeah.
rather than like a kind of hierarchy. I think maybe showing that. I think two different sides might be
Yeah.
better.
No, that's it.
Yep, Karen?
I personally think that the first idea is the best concept idea we've seen so far in terms of the.
We have everyone on this now.
I think, like, I mean, because it's very creative, and I like the idea behind it, where it's like poor people and rich people touching the clothes, and then they're at the bottom of it, and I guess it kind of emphasises where they are in society, like because people may argue that they're at the bottom of the pile, they don't get much wages, and I think it's very creative, and I like the idea behind it, and I think it's probably the best idea we've seen so far, and I think it's just going to be a matter of transferring a very, very good idea into the reality. But I'm sure it's possible. Second idea, yeah, I can see what you're trying to do. I don't like it as much as the first one, and with the third one, I like that you've kept it simple, straightforward, and you know what you're doing. But the first idea, you should do that, and yeah, just focus on that, and don't focus on the other two. Just work on that idea and get it perfect.
Okay. I pretty much echo just what Kieran said there. I like the first concept. I like the fact that it's the hierarchy. You know, the people who are you know, the workers at the bottom and the people at the top. They just needs to look more realistic. I think actually if you take your own photos here, that will work better than doing them, because otherwise it just looks like too flat. So yeah, definitely like that concept. We need to think about where the title's going to go, probably at the top, I think, rather than at the bottom for that idea.
Yeah.
I think we should develop that one. The second idea, I like the concept of it, but I don't think you portrayed it in the best way. So I kind of had a bit of a brainwave when I was looking at it. And do you know the evolution of man? So it starts from the cave people, goes into... Now I was thinking you could create your own one where it starts with the person working on the clothes on a sewing machine as your first image, to then someone like maybe buying and selling the clothes, and then someone who's a designer selling it in the shop, and then having a model at the end wearing the clothes. So some kind of evolution of man comes there. Yeah.
You've now
So
got
you've
five
got
the same DVD.
I think, and I think that would be a good concept. That kind of brings in what that concept's trying to do, but it's more visual than what it's trying to do. So it might be quite a hard idea to do, and I think it would work better if you rotoscope it, so take some good images and then draw it yourself.
Yeah.
Where you bring in your own original idea, you could get someone, maybe like Cheyenne, a bit of Cheyenne posing, and then you rotoscope her image as your final model pose. That would work. So I think that, I think you should explore those two ideas. I think probably your concept at the moment, if you're better, the first idea is better than the caveman one, but give it a go and see how you get on, I think. What does everybody else think about evolution of man idea?
That's a good one. That's lovely.
Pretty.
It's a good idea, but
yeah,
it might be
it's
quite hard to
good.
pull off.
I still like the first one, but I think the evolution of fashion, that's I think they both could work, like you could design.
They're both kind of the same concept, as in you start off with a sweatshop worker to someone who wears the clothes, but it's just portrayed in a different way. So I want you to go off and explore both of those, and then we'll see next Friday how you get on. So maybe try one idea first. Maybe try the evolution of man idea first.
Yeah.
And then next Friday at the end, person.